What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel where I talk and do everything pinball. So if that sounds interesting to you, then hit that subscribe button down below. Now, the stream finished up, I don't know, at this point in time, an hour and a half ago. I got to watch most of it while I was at work. Hopefully they're not watching this, but I was in the process of typing up reports at the end of the shift and was able to watch this as well. And then when I got home, dinner, family time a little bit, and I was able to finish the remainder of it. So two different sessions, but I wanted to just kind of talk about what we've seen. And I'm sure that a lot of you would like to know my first impressions on the game. And for those that do not already know this from the live stream that I did, I don't know, a little over a week ago, I do have a King Kong LE on order. It's going to be here hopefully by the end of the month. So, with that being said, there's a lot of you, I'm not even going to say the word a lot, but I'm sure there are those of you out there that when I compliment what I'm seeing and talk positively about this game, you're automatically going to be going, oh, he's talking so good about it because he's got one on order or he's buying it. I get what you're saying, but it's actually going to be the opposite. If anything else, since I have spent $13,000 on a pinball machine that will be here, I will be more critical. I have bought this legitimately. There is no like, oh, I'm borrowing it from a distro, or there's no sponsorships. This is my money and my patrons' money out of my pocket to buy something. So by all means, if I don't like something about it, then I am going to be critical about it. With that being said, let's talk about the stream a little bit. Now, if you watch the stream, then you automatically already know that the game looks damn awesome, okay? I have called this many times on multiple games, and I've only been wrong a couple of those times. But when I watch a stream and I see how a game shoots, I've got a pretty damn good feeling and intuition on how well the game will do without even playing it. And whenever I first saw the trailer for King Kong, I was already in the wow state of mind because of how much was underneath the glass. And we're going to go ahead and talk about it, but my initial impression after watching the release trailer for King Kong was that Godzilla is, I might have cursed on my Patreon when I said it, but I believe that this game will dethrone Godzilla. Now, I've only said that one other time, and I was wrong, and that was on James Bond. And that was merely because I was assuming that the code was going to get so awesome. I digress. I was definitely wrong by saying that James Bond was going to surpass Godzilla. Not going to happen, guys. But I'm putting my chips on King Kong now, that this one's going to surpass Godzilla. And what kind of baffles me when I think about this is that there are those of you out there that are so adamant about like preserving Godzilla being in the #1 position on Pinside. Now, granted, it means little to a lot of people, but there are those of you out there that have Godzilla, and for whatever reason, you want it to remain in the #1 spot. But I have to ask, does that kind of like, that just means you want pinball to never get better, in my opinion. It seems like you're like, no, Godzilla's #1, it needs to remain #1, it can never be beaten. So you don't want Stern Pinball or any other pinball manufacturer to produce anything better than Godzilla? Is that what you're trying to say? Or you have no hopes of it being surpassed by another game? Every new release, I'm always hoping for improvement by at least manufacturer improving on what they've already done. And by all means, I'm always looking for improvement over pinball entirely, kind of thing. And I do see a lot going on in this game. It may be a little too much. I think that this is also something that I have been getting. Because I've been showing this trailer to friends, coworkers, like, hey, check this out. And you see a lot of people going, wow, wow, and then the word I think tends to be brought up the most is busy. Now, I didn't like to ask them, like, so what do you mean busy? Does that mean the art? Does that mean the mechanics, mechanical nature of it, kind of thing, So I may need to clarify that with them, and maybe I'll ask them here in a bit, or when I get back to work tomorrow. But busy definitely is a word to use for what we're seeing on this playfield when it comes to the art. It was I think the last time we had this thinking is when we saw Venom with the art on that game. I think that was a term that was being used, was it looks very busy kind of thing. And so that may be the same way for King Kong. But I feel that, and when I was telling people via Patreon my thoughts and feelings on the game, whenever I first saw the trailer, I was very impressed with what I was seeing. And then I was asked, well, what about the art? And I said that I liked it, but I can definitely see people not liking it. Because I knew that this was going to be a very subjective art package, especially since it's evidently a collaboration of 3 different artists. And I think that might be a mistake. We'll see as the machine gets here. That's why I don't want to like talk too good or talk too bad about it. Because in the end, it's going to be like what this thing looks like in front of me. And all I've merely got to go by is what were images that we're seeing on the screen or on the stream right here. So I'm going to be seeing it in person in a couple of weeks. Yes, I could have gone to Stern and be playing the game tomorrow at this point in time. But I decided to use that around $1,000 it would have costed me in travel and food and lodging and everything, and just actually put that towards buying the damn machine. That's what I felt was a better deal in the end. It's like, nothing against those of you out there that made the trek, spent the money to do the media thing. I've done it before a couple of times. You do you, boo. But it's like, what was I getting out of it? Aside from getting to play the game a couple of weeks early, maybe be one of the few that gets a video out before some other people, kind of thing. But at this point in time, I don't think I need to be first anymore. But that's just my perspective on that. So I'm not in a rush to be the first one to get something up. It tends to kind of go my direction anyways when it comes to traffic on this. Let me get a drink of water, guys. But I'm pretty sure that Stern definitely prefers me to buy one of their games instead of doing the typical armchair quarterback. I'm trying to get away from that, guys, and that's why I'm hoping that this is the first of more machines to come. But the only way I'm going to be able to do what I want to do is definitely support from you out there, the public. So this is going to be something that we're going to try on this game, and we're going to see how it goes. But it's going to be, the game's going to be here for a certain amount of time. Going to do a lot of content in regards to it. And then eventually it's going to be something that's going to be going on behind my paywall on Patreon, whether it be a raffle or just someone that wants to buy it. But all I would need to do is just break even on what I paid for it, which is the $13,000 on there. And then that money goes directly into another new game. Could be Dune. Could be, I don't know. It could be Harry Potter. It could be something from Turner Pinball. I don't know. And that's going to be something that my patrons will be able to vote and decide on. But at the looks of it, it looks like I'm more than likely going to be getting and keeping a premium of King Kong. This is just my gut feeling at this point in time. But I'm pretty sure I don't need an LE. I'm merely getting the LE so I can get it sooner, so I can get content out to you guys sooner. Well, Cary, you just said that you don't need to be first. Yeah, I know. But I have ideas in place and things that I want to do that no one else is doing. So that's just something to look forward to on that. But back to what we saw on the stream. I enjoyed what I saw. I'm very confident in my purchase at this point in time. The game looks fun. What we're seeing on the screen looks fine to me. I mean, they have some assets that they're not. I don't want to say assets because people are gonna be like, "What assets?" But there's some screen assets that are still in the making when it comes to code. But when it comes to code, if you want to compare this game to, sorry, Jack, but X-Men, this game definitely looks further along at 0.80 than what X-Men in its current state looks like. That may be debatable, but just saying that this stream went off very well. I had no issues with audio, and I didn't think I would. It's Jerry Thompson. He knows his shit. I mean, I already messaged him, letting him know he did a great job on it. And as far as like Elwin, I think I already told him after I saw the trailer, or did I? Maybe I haven't yet. So maybe, Keith, I'll reach out to you here in a bit. But as far as art, I guess I would have to reach out to 3 different people. But even then, I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about it. I'm not like mad about it or irritated about it. Some people, they want to have assets from other King Kong stuff. They want it to look a certain way. And I'm like, this kind of reminds me a little bit of when Godzilla did come out. Now, Godzilla did have the assets from the old Godzilla. I get it. But when we didn't even see the game, no one cared about the theme of Godzilla, it seemed. A lot of them didn't. And when the game came out, what was the big bitching, nitpicking thing that a lot of people had? Was the art. How Godzilla looked, the whole cucumber thing. And I'm sure a lot of you probably forgot about that. But art was one of the main sticklers that people had. And here we are, with the game being in the number 1 position for what, 4 or 5 years running? So I don't think that it's art that's going to hold a game back from being loved by the people. It's not going to be lack of assets that's going to hold this game back, because it's their own thing, which gives them the ability to do a lot more. And I'm hoping that's what we're going to see, is just a lot of cool stuff. There was a lot of cool little modes, like the dead eye mode, where you're having to plunge the ball and you just get a ball in there, you're plunging and going over. I liked all of that. I do see in the future, when it comes to the pro versus your premium, the mod community is going to have a field day by turning a pro into a premium. There's going to be a lot of things that they're going to be able to somewhat replicate, but I think the one thing that's going to be that they can't is the train car multi-ball loading sequence. I don't see that being replicated. I do foresee definitely someone doing the spider, someone doing a gong, someone doing the ability to have Kong somewhat move around like they did with Jurassic Park Pro. There was a mod for that. I think that a pro, you're going to get almost everything that a premium has, except for that main ball lock sequence back there for Kong. And when it comes to Kong, I'm liking what I'm seeing with him. A lot of people didn't know this, but it was mentioned on the Loser Kid Pinball podcast. Keith mentioned that, his hands can hit the glass. Kong's can. So it's not completely coded yet, but it sounds like that they may use Kong as like the knocker. He already hits the glass for replay, but maybe whenever you get a high score, maybe he hits the glass eventually in the future. It seems like that might be coded. I don't know why it wouldn't, but I think that's kind of a cool aspect that he's able to hit the glass. That's pretty interesting in my opinion. Something I noticed on the multi-ball sequence whenever the train car gets hit is that, and I think this is even on their trailer, you only see 2 balls going down the right orbit and not 3. And I saw it every time that the train car got hit by Kong. One, I thought it was really cool that he did his little fist power-up maneuver to hit the train car. That was kind of funny. And when he does, you have 2 balls that fall down and 1 ball that seems to fly out every single time. I don't know if that's purposeful for a ball to fly out every time. If it is, it looks fine because it makes it look more chaotic. But that was just something I noticed. I mean, it's not something that I think was brought up, like, is that ball supposed to fly out like that? Or is it all 3 of them are supposed to drain? I'm content with both ways, honestly. It didn't bother me. It made it seem like more of a kind of an explosion type of ordeal. So I like that, but I did notice that. I also noticed that the game looks a little dark on the playfield, so it won't surprise me that I'll be putting a set of pin lights on this game whenever it gets here. So, Jimmy, if you're watching this, I'm gonna need a set of those for my King Kong. So, I just like my games well lit, guys. And if anything else, that it kind of gives you a better idea what the game is going to look like when it is well lit. So, there's more content in the future for you right there. Little heads up on what we got going on. Now, I will say that the LE back glass is my favorite. And this is not me going, oh, because he's getting an LE. Like, no, I mean, I looked at the art package and I'm like, which back glass do I like best? The LE. And it was the same way on Dungeons and Dragons. I didn't even buy the game, but damn it, the LE back glass was my favorite. And that's, I think, the way it should be. I think the LE should be like the pinnacle of just like, man, that's just awesome. Kind of makes you want the limited edition kind of thing. My goodness, I guess I'm getting so excited that my watch thinks I'm doing a workout. It's like, keep up the great work. Or maybe I just didn't do a whole lot at work today. One of those two things. But either way, I don't really know what else I'm going to mention about what we saw on the stream. All I'm going to mention is that right now, I'm super excited for what I'm seeing. I'm definitely looking forward to playing it, having it here in the house in the next couple of weeks. That's right. It's going to be no more armchair quarterback stuff because I'm going to have the game here to play a lot. Be able to see the good, the bad, experience the good and the bad, and see how well the game develops over time with code over a course of a month or two before I move on to another game. Hopefully, that's what the plan is. All right, I'm going to wrap this up because I don't think there's anything else that needs to be mentioned. And if there is, like I said, game will be here before the end of the month. But congratulations to Keith Elwood and team over the launch of this game. I'm happy to see the release go the way it did. You got a stream out very quick for everyone to experience the game. You got it going on to a show this weekend as well. You've got other content creators that are going to be playing it tomorrow. So it's going to be a lot of Kong going on right now. So I'm excited to see what everybody's thoughts and opinions are on the game as of right now, is of course in the near future. But currently, let me know what you think about Kong in the comment section down below, guys. And until next time, peace out.